What's up, everybody? It's your boy Stevie the Black. It's STEVEE the Black. I'm back, and I'm here to give you another pay-per-view review. I'm here to give you my Wrestlemania Backlash review. I should have did it yesterday, but it was my day off, and I was tired, and I was like, I'll admit I was being a little bit lazy, but we all need lazy days every now and then. But without wasting any more time, let's get straight into the video and review this pay-per-view. So, WrestleMania Backlash kicks off with Seth freaking Rollins, taking on Cody Rhodes. Obviously the theme of this pay-per-view is basically, they should call it WrestleMania Rewind or WrestleMania 2.0, because that's all this pay-per-view was basically rematches from WrestleMania except for one match. But Cody and Seth was my favorite match of the night at WrestleMania, and did their second match hold up to their first one? And it did. It really did. I think I gave their first match a 4.5 out of 5. I gave this match a 4 out of 5. Not too much difference maker. I just didn't feel like it was. The only reason why I didn't give it higher or equal is because the emotion of Cody Rhodes coming back, I believe, elevated the match, but it didn't take away from their match. Whereas this match, we're like, okay, we know y'all had a great match at WrestleMania, but can y'all do it again? And they did. Obviously, the story of this match was Seth was not prepared this time, but he was prepared this time, and he was countering a lot of Cody's moves and everything. But in the end, Cody Rhodes was able to win, which I was shocked by, because he won by grabbing the tights with a roll up, and I'm like, wow, that's didn't see that coming at all. I had a feeling this was gonna go 3 matches or 3 pay-per-views in a row, which it's looking like that way because Seth attacked Cody, so maybe they're going towards Hell in a Cell, probably. But I'm just shocked Cody won. I mean, if Seth had won that way, I'd be like, oh, okay, we're gonna get one more match between them. But nah, they went the other route. Sorry. Technical difficulties. They went the other route, and Cody won. So I gave it a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 stars, excuse me. Next up, we had Omos taking on Bobby Lashley in a rematch. This time MVP was in his corner. Story of the match: obviously, whenever a manager betrays their former protege, they always want revenge, and they're focusing more on the manager than their opponent. And that's exactly what happened here. I thought this match was a little bit better than their match at WrestleMania. Obviously, the MVP factor is involved in that. Shocking moment of the night for this match. Lashley got Omos into the Hurt Lock. Very impressive. I think he even got MVP in the Hurt Lock for a little bit, but last was not meant to be. Ref distraction, allowing MVP to interfere, allowing Omos to pick up the win. So I gave the man, what did I give it? 2.5 stars out of 5. Thought it was a pretty good match. Thought it was better than their match at WrestleMania, and that's always a good thing. If you're gonna have rematches, then at least they have to be better, or at least live up to the same expectations. And in this case, it was a better match. Next up, we had Edge taking on AJ Styles in a rematch. This story of this match was Edge working on AJ's shoulder, injuring it. But what's his name? Damian Priest was barred from ringside, but that didn't matter because he still came out anyway. He wasn't at ringside, but he was still in the area, but not for long, because Finn Balor would come and he and him would start fighting. At one point, they even got in the ring, which you would think would cause a disqualification, but it did not. But they did distract AJ long enough for a hooded figure to come in and push AJ off the top rope to allow Edge to put in his crossface submission for AJ Styles to pass out in. And when we reveal making Edge the winner of the match, my favorite spot of the match has to be when AJ hung Edge on the top rope and then picked him up and hit the Styles Clash on him. I thought that was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool way. Reminds me of when Taker and Shawn at WrestleMania 25, when Taker threw Shawn over the top rope and Shawn was trying to climb back in and Taker grabbed him and hit him with the tombstone. So that was a pretty cool spot. But obviously, as we also suspected, the person under the hood was Rhea Ripley. Worst kept secret. We all knew. I mean, it was always a possibility it wasn't her, but I mean, from the moment I saw the figure, I was like, oh, that's Rhea Ripley. Like, it looked exactly like her body, you know? Not that I'm, checking out her body or anything like that. You just knew. Anyway, I thought this match was way better than their match at WrestleMania. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, and even though, and I have to say this, I was not feeling Edge's theme song, but I have to say, I'm kind of feeling it now. It's a very good song. I like it. Obviously not better than his iconic song, but I still like it. It's pretty good. Next up, we had our only championship match of the night. Ronda Rousey taking on Charlotte Flair in an I Quit match for the Smackdown Women's Championship. This match, way better than their match at WrestleMania. They fought everywhere. Ringside, up on the top of the ramp. They fought in the crowd. They was everywhere. The crowd was up and hyped for this match too, which actually shocked me. But maybe it was just because of the environment of the match. But I thought the match was pretty good, and I thought it went pretty well. The match ended when Charlotte Flair was telling Ron, he's like, hey, I'm going to give you one more chance to say I quit, or you're going to regret this. And, oh, happy Mother's Day, which... I mean, she didn't insult her child or anything. She just said Happy Mother's Day. But regardless, I guess that was enough for Ronda to snap and put Charlotte's arm into the chair. Charlotte still refused to tap out. So then Ronda bent it, broke her arm, and Charlotte quit. So now Ronda Rousey is your new SmackDown Women's Champion. I thought the match was way better than their match at WrestleMania. Played to their strengths, played to the crowd. Like I said, the crowd was into it the whole entire time. I gave the match 3.5 stars out of 5. I believe it was a tad bit better than their match at WrestleMania, because I believe I gave that match only a 3 out of 5. But better still nonetheless. Let's see. Yes, the shock of the night to me, Madcap Moss defeating Baron Corbin. I was very shocked by this. Normally Corbin, and I don't think the feud's over. And if you're asking me right now, if you had a gun to my head, I would say Corbin wins this feud, because normally what happens when a wrestler has a protege, they win the first match and then they end up losing the feud, a la Miz and Alex Riley, a la Daniel Bryan and The Miz. Although their first feud, I believe The Miz actually lost to Daniel Bryan, but their rematch feud, Daniel Bryan did lose to The Miz, which shocking. This match was pretty decent. It wasn't spectacular or anything, but it was decent. I think it was like a Monday Night Raw or Friday Night Smackdown match. Nothing worthy of a pay-per-view, but I thought it was still good nonetheless. What did I end up giving it? I gave it 2.5 stars out of 5. Again, wasn't terrible. I just didn't feel it was pay-per-view worthy. But hey, who am I to judge? And then finally, we had the main event. We had the Bloodline taking on RK Bro and Drew McIntyre. Now let me just say, I really, really enjoyed this match. And obviously the moment I knew that Roman was involved, well, anybody from the Bloodline really, but the moment I knew this became a 6-man, like I said, we knew the Bloodline was winning. Although I had a tiny glimmer of hope when Randy Orton came in, hit that hot tag, hit Roman Reigns with that beautiful RKO, I think he hit Jimmy with the RKO, but when Jay broke it up, I was like, oh, yeah, Bloodline's definitely winning this. As I suspected that they would, but it was a small glimmer of hope of, well, maybe not, you know? But that didn't take away from the match. The match was great. My favorite part of the match was when Drew was calling out Roman, and Roman, the crowd was like, yeah, let's get it. Roman tags in. He's about to go, and then he tags himself out. I was watching it with my brother. I said, watch, he about to tag himself out. Watch, just watch. And that's exactly what happened, and it was phenomenal. It was great. I loved it. Paul Heyman loved it. He was cracking up laughing. You could hear him, too. Talk about, you're my tribal chief. I love you. You know, Paul Heyman's great. But, yeah, man, I have to be honest. This was a great match. I gave it 4. What did I give it? Did I give it 4 or 4.5? I gave it 4.5 stars out of 5, and yet I don't know. But that would indicate that I liked it more than Cody and Seth. But now that I'm thinking about it, I really don't know if I liked it more than Cody and Seth. I think both of those matches were really, really good matches, different ways, obviously. But I thought they were both really good, and crowd was really into both of them. You know, especially Randy. I mean, they were like, Randy. Randy's really hot right now, bro. He really, really is. Either way, I enjoyed the match. I thought it was a great match. My final grade for the pay-per-view, I'm gonna have to go B. You know, it's really funny with WWE is people complain Raw sucks, Smackdown sucks, NXT sucks. But when it gets down and dirty into the pay-per-view, they always pretty much deliver. 9 times out of 10, their pay-per-views are always spot-on bangers, and they're awesome. Like, I don't remember the last time there was a bad pay-per-view. There probably was one. Besides the Saudi Arabia shows that no one cares about, it's probably true. And I think it's been a while, you know? Maybe the Royal Rumble, because once you knew Brock and Ronda came into the match, you knew who was winning. And there was nothing really special about the Royal Rumble matches this year. So maybe that one. But other than that, I don't remember. Like, these last 2 pay-per-views, WWE has been on top of their game. And it's fantastic, bro. It's fantastic. So that's pretty much it. That's my thoughts on WrestleMania Backlash. Stay tuned. Tomorrow, I promise you, I'm going to do it. Tomorrow. I'm going to give you a video that I have been saving up for this moment. Call it your last little piece of WrestleMania. It's like think of it as like when, you know, there's a holiday like Christmas, Thanksgiving, and there's that last little piece of cake left or something, that last little sweet spot. Like, think of this as that, because it's something I'm genuinely proud of, you know? Of if I was in charge, how would I book WrestleMania? I was thinking about this since like December, you know? So I'm really proud of it, and I'm really interested to see what you guys think, and let me know if you think it would have been better than WrestleMania this year, because that's a hard choice, because WrestleMania this year was pretty good as well. So, but that's coming out tomorrow. I promise. No lies, no being lazy. It's gonna come out tomorrow. I promise. I'm looking forward to posting it. I'm looking forward to it. So with that being said, WrestleMania Backlash was a B. I thought it was a good show. Let me know your favorite match in the comment section down below. Please remember to like this video, share it. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you never miss a video. Am I missing anything? Just subscribe, man. Just subscribe and spread the word. And if you're not down with that, just got 2 words for you. Peace out, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow. I promise you it will be tomorrow. Peace out. I can't wait.